to Sarah's table. Pew, pew, pew. It's apparently another finger guns day. Pew, 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 pew. Today we are getting extra queer on the table, which I'm super excited about because it's just like dipping into that side of myself. We're going to be playing a game called This Party Sucks. It is by Naomi Bosch, and it is inspired by an album by Mal Bloom, which is like also super queer. And we are going to tell this adorable little zine story that may be cringy for folks at home because it is about trying to get over your ex by going to parties that they might show up at. So you have all been warned that that is a possibility here tonight. My name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. I'm going to be your facilitator and your host and your best friend, your favorite person. I'm going to remind you to have some water. It's really hot outside. So everybody just take a drink because you need hydration. Good job, everyone at home. I know you did it with me. I have to say that one time I did that on stream and got a text moments later from a friend of mine that was like, why you got to call me out specifically about that? I'm talking directly to you. Whoever it is that thinks they need that, talking to you. Before we get into any of the shenanigans, I'm going to do a quick safety discussion. I think it is really important as a responsible game master and player at the table and human being to discover where everybody's lines and boundaries are. Here on Sarah's table, you will never find sexual violence, violence against children, withholding food as punishment, or starvation. Today, we are also avoiding suicide and self-harm. And if at any point my two lovely guests discover that we have wandered into an area that is not comfortable for them, you can physically throw up an X. It's very easy for me to see it. Or you can message me privately in our Zoom chat. Or you can text me. Or you can... There are so many options. But if you indicate at all, we will mulligan, start over, go a different direction, no questions asked. All right, speaking of my lovely guests, let's find out who you are and what your pronouns are and how you found yourself here, aside from just clicking a link that was sent to your inbox, which is usually what happens for the table. I'm going to start with a repeat. I almost said offender. It's pretty much that.
It's true.
Yeah. Kylie, who are you? What's up?
Hi, my name is Kylie Eberhard, and my pronouns are she, her. I have been friends with Sarah for almost like a decade now.
Oh, it's so long. We're so
old
long.
And it started in the arts world and moved into the gaming sphere. So yeah, that's me.
Yay. And a new friend, B.
Yeah. Hello. My name is B. Zelda. My pronouns are they, them. I am a non-binary tabletop everything. If there's a hat to be worn within the tabletop space, I've done it or I'm about to do it. And Sarah, I got to meet you like so hecking recently. It was a really cool experience, but it was also like a whirlwind where it was like, oh, we're in the game. Oh, and the game's over and I'm gone. Okay, well, I hope I said hello to everybody.
Did I talk to everyone at the table? I don't remember.
Right. I think I tried. I really did. Yeah. So it was wonderful to meet you at Gen Con, however brief it was.
It was.
Sarah's always a tornado at Gen Con.
It's true. Like a really pink tornado.
Pink, very beautiful, glittery tornado.
So many sparkles.
Giving out like keychains that were also very pink. It was very nice.
Yeah. I just like joy falls off of me. I don't know, like
you are your authentic self at Gen Con.
I really am.
Your final form every year.
It's the final Pokemon evolution. Is always happens at Gen Con. All right, let's talk about this game, shall we? All right. Okay. here's what about the game. I'm just going to read it real fast.
Okay.
This Party Sucks is a game about being a 20-something who is badly processing a recent breakup. You will play out a piece of their story as they attend a series of 3 parties while trying and horribly failing not to think about their ex. This is a queer and trans game in many senses. It is by a queer and trans author, based on an album of music by a queer and trans musician. And if you want to play it true to form, your protagonist will be queer and or trans in some way. They may not know that about themselves yet or have complicated feelings about it, but it is a factor in their life. I also just want to say that the album slaps.
I'm listening to it right now. It's
I'm trying
so
to find
good.
it. Ah,
So
I'll send you. Do you have Spotify?
yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the link.
Thank you.
it is by Mel Bloom's album Tempest in a Teacup. And it is dope. So everybody should be listening to that as well. There's a note that says, please be tender with your protagonist. They are in pain and you are not seeing them at their best, but they are not an inherently tragic character. Their queerness and transness especially are not tragic. Someday they will feel much better than they do now, and this breakup and entire phase of life will fade gently into their past. This is not the story of that warm and gentle future, however, but the potential for such a future is an important thread weaving through the tough and messy time where the protagonist resides. Believe in that future for them as you play, and when they stumble, know that they are moving towards something better. So, like, hopeful gaming today. Hashtag hopeful gaming. Let's get ourselves there. This is, for those of you watching at home who might be interested in playing it, it was less than $7 on itch. Go buy it. I believe there might even be some community copies on there. Like, if you cannot pay $6.90, then like pick it up, give a shout out. And it is for 3 players. That's it. Like, you have to have 3 players in order to play it. That is how we're going to do it. So we get to collaborate to describe our protagonist. There's a couple of things that we have to give them, and I would love everybody to have an input here. So we need to give them a hairstyle, a hobby, a job or collection of jobs, or reason they aren't working, a favorite item of clothing, something they miss about their ex, something they don't miss about their ex, a habit they tend to show when nervous, a gender, and a name. Let's start with the hairstyle. What do you think? There's some samples in there: undercut, short locks, messy bun, buzz cut, bob, that awkward I'm growing it out mid-length moment.
That's my favorite. I'm so far here for some kind of undercut.
Look, I was about to say, undercut is the queerest of the hairstyles.
We gotta start off as gay as possible.
All right,
Because we could even combine and do messy bun with an undercut.
with an undercut. Oh, I like that. What color?
Gotta be a non-natural color.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a big fan of purple.
Purple.
I'm
Let's do
cool with purple.
I love purple. How fresh is this dye?
I think it's very fresh. Like, we're still
Very fresh?
staining the towels.
Oh,
Ah,
fresh purple.
I'm gonna say it wasn't purple until the breakup.
And then right after breakup,
It could have even been another color. Like it could have been a pink or a green, but it was like, oh, new color.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do we deal with crises? We dye our hair.
We dye
Yeah.
our hair. It's true. Yikes. Called out. There it is already. I feel called out.
I feel called out,
I feel
but
called
continue.
Oh, good
Continue.
start.
All right. What's the hobby? There's theater, dance, school, community sports team, art, music, game design, cooking, hiking. Something not on that list. Does anything feel correct?
Like Dungeons and Dragons. Can that?
Gamer.
It is a hobby.
Yep. Yep.
It is a hobby.
Yep. D&D. I also feel like maybe
That's the
they're
indoor
one of the
hobby.
ones who like
Mhm.
knits at D&D table
Yes.
or crochet or something.
I've been known to crochet at a table.
Mhm.
It's a good one.
Mhm.
Love it.
The combo. D&D and C. Dragons and crochet.
The classic.
Everybody knows
We
that
need to
one.
start a club now.
Right? All right. What is their job? Or collection of jobs? Or are they working currently?
The first thing that popped in my head was you know, the like drink and paint classes.
Yeah.
What if we give them multiple jobs? One of them is like on the weekends, they are the instructor for the like I don't even remember what they're called.
Okay,
Like,
but
it's
if
not
they're
coming to my head.
hang on, if they're like a crocheter, like maybe they run like a stitch and bitch class.
Yeah. Is that what they're
That's
called?
good too.
Mhm.
I
come
see.
in,
I know.
get yourself
I know
some
stitch
wine.
and bitch through cross stitching. Such a good one. Subversive cross stitching is my favorite.
Okay, so that's their like side hustle because
Okay,
they love it.
sure.
What is their like
Parties
day
for a
job?
bunch of people. Barista's a very queer job.
It is.
And you'll usually have weekday shifts.
Yep.
True.
Early morning weekday shifts, which means that if you happen to like have like a Thursday night party, that next morning is going to be rough for everybody.
Or a late night D&D game.
Oof. Oof. All right. Favorite piece of clothing. Bright fishnets, oversized hoodie, thrifted blazer, dress with pockets, heavy boots, handmade scarf, denim jacket covered with pins, denim jacket covered with patches.
I like that one. Or like a crocheted item as well, like a
Maybe like a big
crocheted
like
crop top, or can you crochet bigger things? Probably.
Yeah.
maybe like a big cowl scarf.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Like that they made themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, yeah.
What color
It's
is
like-
it?
Rainbow?
Yeah.
Lean in hard.
Yeah.
It's just what I would want.
And I think
So,
it's
like,
really like well worn, so it's real soft now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yay. I want one.
right.
I'll get to work on it.
Yes. Yeah, it's always funny. We're like, we should do a rainbow. And I'm like,
yeah.
rainbow.
I pulled out the bisexual lighting for today. I was ready
Yay.
for it.
We need it.
Nice.
Okay, so what is something that they miss about their ex?
I'm thinking their ex would be somebody that is a little extroverted, probably charismatic.
I feel called out, but please continue.
Do we think that like our protagonist is the introvert? Like they're the shy one? They need a little.
A little bit, yeah.
The socially anxious one.
Mm-hmm.
We're all just like.
Yeah.
All right.
You
So
have a
like,
perfully good cowl to hide behind.
It's
You
just-
know?
Yep, you just wear it
Tuck
real.
inside.
Just,
so that's something they miss about their ex is like that they would get them out to socialize.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that'd be good. Yeah. So like ex.
Can that also be something that they don't miss about their ex?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
absolutely.
Of course so.
I feel like that is so true for me. It's like I love my extroverted friends. They get me out of the house.
But also
But
like,
also,
But
why
also,
would you get
I
me out
have
of the
to
house?
leave my house.
yeah.
How dare you?
Can we just stay here?
I don't.
Stay
I
cozy.
don't wanna.
My house has all my things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Food, shelter. What else do we need?
It's so good.
Anything that you are missing, you could order. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Somebody will bring it to you.
Yeah.
If COVID did one thing, it really stepped up the delivery game.
It really let me stay in my house
It
longer.
did. It let me
Forever.
live my
Just
little
don't leave
hermit
then.
life.
Great. We
Everything
love
got
it.
delivered. It was so good.
Oh, so good.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy when I say I thrived during
I really did not have a bad
lockdown.
time.
I was like, oh, I'm here. I'm good.
Right?
Mhm.
Like exclusively for me, wonderful. Can't speak to
yoga
anybody
every
or
day.
everybody
Like,
else.
oh, it's my best self.
Work from home, so good.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
good.
my partner transitioned to work from home full time and didn't go back. Like his company didn't go
Nice.
back. So it's better in this new place because he has an office that's not like in the living room. But good time.
A dedicated space. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, All right.
So
What's our nervous habit? Biting
Is
nails, hiding behind hair, avoiding eye contact, humming, laughing,
hiding behind the cowl?
texting.
Kind of using it like when you
Texting
have like
someone
a
you
hoodie.
shouldn't is an option.
Oh, I like that one too.
Can be both. We can have both.
I'm here for both.
Hiding behind your cowl.
Hiding behind it and or like playing with it, like just
Mhm.
using it as a tactical.
fiddling.
Yeah. I say as I both have on a fidget ring and I'm fidgeting with
You
my
know,
pen.
as we're all
Yeah.
like beep 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 beep.
I haven't stopped shaking my leg.
Yeah.
Over there.
Neurodivergency.
Texting
All right, and texting someone.
someone you
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
All right. Gender.
I am okay with either option that we previously discussed. So if we want to do non-binary or female, whichever.
Your audio gets a little.
Oh, I'm
quiet.
sorry.
Oh, there we
got
go.
quiet.
Oh, you have you got to be like at your mic.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
if I
Love-
get too far back
Love
or
that
turn
mic.
the wrong
Get on
way,
it. Just get
and
on.
just right up in it.
Ah.
breathe on it. Yeah,
Get that
thank you.
ASMR. That
Oh.
ASMR.
But I'm here for non-binary.
Yeah, we can do non-binary. And I am going to say I would love to also define like what kind of queer that we are.
Mm-hmm.
Cis, pansexual, bisexual, just like,
Sure.
do you just want to say queer? There's definitely folks who that is the label that they
I
prefer.
lean toward queer nowadays more than I do
Such a good umbrella
bi or
term.
pansexual.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
great. So let's just say queer.
Beautiful.
We like people.
We do like
Right.
people.
Mhm.
People, period.
Not periods though.
No.
Not all people,
No.
but
The
people.
worst. It's fair. All right. And then what is the name of our protagonist? There are a couple of there's obviously like they want us to choose from a rainbow of whatever. So like there are some names that you would expect, like Rachel and Nina. There's like Sparrow, Kenji, Asher. When we
Met most of these names before.
Yeah. right,
Mm.
when we as a protagonist realized and came into our own as being non-binary, what is the name that felt correct to us?
I have always struggled to not choose like a noun, as my own non-binary name is a noun. I love things, people, places, or things.
Yeah.
Are there any places or things that we're fond of? Like,
I'm so bad with naming. You would think after years and years of gaming that I would be better with names.
Tell me some items around your office. Like I have a tiara. I have some glasses, lip chap, glass cleaner.
A lot of
safety
tarot
pins.
cards, because that's apparently what kind of queer I am.
I do too. I have a lot of tarot cards and crystals.
Mhm.
Can our name be Tarot?
Sure.
Yes. I love it.
I just like looked over and was like, well, there are 4 decks right here.
4.
So
That's so many.
what if I need them?
Oh, yeah.
For
Sometimes
different kinds of
the-
oracle readings.
Different decks for different situations. I get it. I have
different moods.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm here to support.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I keep threatening like one day my Sarah's Table episode is just going to be me doing tarot readings. Just like, who
Let me
wants
know.
one?
I will be there in a moment and be like, here, does that sound good to
do
you?
this.
Try putting this crystal in your pocket.
I just love listening to that stuff.
But whatever you do not put black tourmaline in the same pocket as your phone.
No,
What?
that's a good idea. Don't do that.
I learned from experience, it gouged my phone screen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thankfully, it's just like at the top. But every
Which
time
is
like
very
somebody's
funny
like,
because black tourmaline is like traditionally like for protection. Like,
Yeah.
what was your phone trying to do?
apparently
Who
was
somebody
texting
was
you?
trying to text me and it was like, no, get out of here.
Get out. Okay, so we are going to move on to a little bit of palettes. We're setting up a palette. So we have a yes column and a no column.
Okay.
We each get to contribute 2 things to our palette. They don't have to be 1 yes and 1 no. They can be 2 yeses or 2 nos. But the palette is things in the no column, things that will definitely not appear in this game. And they can be kinds of parties. They can be, like a little bit more of that safety discussion situation that we had talked about. The example palette that is in the book is the yeses are coffee shops, college towns, fall and stormy weather, and karaoke bars. And the no is corporate and office parties and blackout drinking. So
That's a very
like
good example.
yeah. So you can put in because we are going to parties, like there's definitely going to be stuff in here that could be potentially triggering. And also like that is a very like that palette that they have made, like that queer folk is probably in college. Like they're probably like very early 20s and that this is, like at a probably like a junior or senior in college. So like let's build our palette. Our yeses and our nos. Let me know which one is which when you are giving it to me. And we each get to contribute 2.
Okay. Can we know sorority frat parties?
Absolutely.
Greek life.
No Greek life. That's just like words I have lived by my whole life. So
That's fair. It's a very American culture, and I'm not like I only know it through media
Mhm.
because like we don't have that in Canada. So it's just like it doesn't seem like something that we need to recreate.
Listen, you're not missing anything.
I was anti-Greek life and then I joined a sorority and I've seen both sides of it. They both have their merits, but they also both have major setbacks.
Yeah. Yep.
Can I say no hard drugs?
Absolutely.
I'm okay with I think weed and booze is probably
The
as
legal
far as I would
things.
want to go. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going to say yes to I just really like fall. I know that was one of the examples, but like I'm
It's
going
so
with
good.
I'm going
Love
with
it.
like fall weather. Like
Sweaters.
I just want to be wearing a sweater
scarves,
and like
leaves,
drinking
Yeah. We have that perfect
warm
sort of
beverages.
Mhm.
spiced drink. Like mhm.
Boots.
I'm thinking-
coats.
We need the coffee shop then.
You
Yeah.
need the coffee shop.
But like they have to be those
Is it the coffee shop they work at, or is it a different coffee shop?
ooh.
Do they go
Ooh.
to their own coffee shop?
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because it's comfort. It's almost like home.
Yeah.
Right. Like one
Mhm.
step away. Like, no, I'm out though,
I'm out at work, but not working.
but not working.
So I'm
Mhm.
out.
Yeah. I also would love to maybe put in like a vintage shop.
Ooh, like an
Like-
antique.
Yeah, or
Thrift,
like
vintage, thrifty.
yeah, like a combo record situation.
Oh, I love
like
that.
Yeah. Almost like just like a secondhand store with a vintage vibe.
mhm.
The downside of summer is little gnats. There's one that is driving
everywhere.
me nuts
Bugs forever.
forever.
Every time I open my front door, there is one or two ladybugs between my inside door and my screen door. And I don't know how they get there. It's every time. And I always I'm like, okay, thank you so much. And I like shoo them away and they
They're
leave.
giving
And then
you all the
next,
luck.
the next time I open the door, I'm like, oh, there's another
Two
one.
different ones
Okay,
are
go
back.
away.
What are you
We're
doing?
currently dealing with the lantern flies
Ugh.
everywhere.
Aw, I like them. But I don't
There's-
have a lot of them here. We have like 5 every night that I see.
They're so invasive. They're
Oh.
everywhere.
Oh, wild.
I also think it's interesting how regionally it's the same bug, but they are called so many different
Light
things.
bugs here.
Light bugs?
Yeah.
That's what you had? See, we say lightning bugs.
Oh, lightning
Weird.
bugs. Sorry, the spotted lantern flies. They're like,
different.
yeah, they're weird. It's
Oh, I
a
don't know.
thing going on right now all through the U.S.
Oh no, I've seen that on Reddit.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like, what is this bug? And it's like this invasive bug from
It's
like,
crazy.
overseas. Oh,
They're
yeah, they're not cute, and
everywhere
they're gross,
over
and
in
they're truly
Pennsylvania.
invasive.
What do they
it's
look
crazy.
like? Oh,
They're like
They're
a
cool
moth
looking.
I just looked it up.
with like
They like hop and fly,
Oh.
and they're just like, if you see them, smash them.
yeah, kill on
get
sight.
rid
I've
of 'em.
heard.
You know.
They're not good for our
Wow.
ecosystem.
Yeah, they're trying real hard to try and figure out what's the best way to fight them right now.
Wow.
And it's
That
been
won't
weird.
destroy our little
Everything else,
environment.
the rest of the world that we're already doing on our own.
right?
Wow. There's a little thing about if you find a spotted lanternfly or a suspicious looking egg mass.
Egg mass.
I don't like it.
Now we're
No.
trying to fight it before it's even born.
Yeah.
All right.
It tells you to put the suspicious looking egg mass into a vial filled with alcohol to kill and preserve it.
And preserve.
Yeah, I think for research purposes, yeah, they're doing everything.
No, that's fair. It's like it's something that's just showing up over the summer, from what I understand.
It's just so weird. Anyway, great.
The world
All
is
right.
That's a
burning.
no.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait, the world is
No,
now boiling. I
no,
forgot
no
we
lantern
took a
bugs.
step up.
Okay. Do we have another yay or nay from
Let's do yay. House parties?
yeah,
not like-
house parties?
Not like crazy, like youngin' house parties, but like somebody,
Hosting
Like
a
gathering
party.
at
Yeah.
a house. as
yeah,
opposed
gathering
to-
at houses.
This is not a thing that we figured out, but how old do you think Taro is?
Maybe
We could be getting our doctorate. We could be like mid-20s.
I was gonna say
Oh,
mid to late 20s.
27?
Yeah,
feel
I like
right?
That was what I was gonna say.
Great. So yeah, it makes more sense to be doing I'm gathering at someone's house as opposed,
Mhm.
especially if there's the chance that they're getting their doctorate. Like, it's probably
Right.
not.
They're not doing ragers.
They're not going to Ragers.
What are they getting their doctorate in?
Let me think about what kind of a person we've built.
Solid introvert is what we've felt.
Right, though. And they seem very thoughtful.
I was going to say the first thing that popped in my head was psychology of some kind.
Right.
Or maybe like sociology, some kind of analytical.
I'm good with either or those.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that we're super going to be getting into it,
I don't think
but
so. It's just nice to know. We can be proud of them still.
yeah. Good job, Taro. Do we want to add anything else onto our yays and nays before we move on?
I want there to be like a nice park with a cute picnic bench and a nice little those like lantern street lights around some nice fall trees very close to the coffee shop.
Like a small town square kind of thing.
Yeah.
Little green
I don't know
space.
what the word for that would be, but yeah, I'm writing down small town square.
It feels very Gilmore Girls.
I've never seen it, but I had a lot of friends who watched it. So from the snippets that I can picture, I'm like, yeah, right down to the sweaters. I feel like they all wore sweaters.
It was like perpetually fall there, and it snowed a couple of times.
Until it snowed because she loved snow.
She loved snow.
I feel like I was misled by Gilmore Girls to think that my life was going to be a quaint little small town that was constantly in fall.
And that you would enjoy snow? Yeah, that's not right.
I like snow on Christmas morning because I don't have to go anywhere.
And not having to shovel. Yeah.
Oh, God, I love snow so much.
Okay, I think we've done it. I think we've made our yays and nays. We have done our safety discussion. We've built Taro. They seem pretty cool. Maybe a little messed up.
Can only imagine how they've internalized kind of like the breakup feelings. Never mind getting the strength and the courage to go out to a party. Like, Taro, what are you thinking?
Why would you go out?
Who's convincing you?
I mean, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now. So one of us is the protagonist for this first one, and then the two other options are one of us will play the venue, and then the third person will play the other people at the party. And that means that it's could be people that you are talking to at the party or anyone that you call or text during the party also counts as other people.
I love that. Okay.
So I'm going to have Kylie, you're at the top of my screen. So you're going to play Taro and the first party.
Okay.
And then I am going to have you be the other people, and I will play the venue, and then we'll swap them around for the next one. So, you have 3 tokens, as the protagonist, Kylie.
Okay.
So you are going to pick an action from the coping list and briefly describe what you have been doing to try and process your breakup before we start this party.
Do you want me to do that now?
Sorry. Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
I think she's been trying to work on curbing some of her anxiety.
Okay.
And I think recently it's been gummies. She's been she'll pop.
Give him a shot. Like, let's see.
Like nothing like crazy, very low dosage, but like before she knows she's gonna go into a situation with a bunch of people, she makes sure that she pops one. Or like if she's having a really rough day, she'll just pop a gummy.
Yeah.
You know.
Give that a shot.
Just to see if that works.
Does it?
Sometimes.
Okay. You're right.
Not always.
Not always. Sometimes tarot just feels it, and sometimes they do not. And now, what sort of party are you going to?
Let's do, because this is always a good one, so I'm setting myself up for a rough time.
Oh no.
Someone's birthday.
Someone's birthday. Whose birthday is it? Is it a coworker, a friend, somebody in your doctorate program, a family member?
I think it's going to be a friend, not a close friend, but a good enough friend that you'd get an invite to a birthday party.
Great. Just gonna make a little note here. What is the friend's name?
Let's say.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, you're the other people.
Yeah.
What is your name?
I think it's gonna be. Oh, we need like a nice. I'm thinking like a bubbly kind of character, somebody who loves to be loud about their birthday.
Yep.
What can I make out of the name Confetti? What can I pull from that? Like,
I mean, could just be Confetti. Connie.
Okay. Confetti is her nickname.
It's Connie's birthday. Connie, is there a theme to your birthday?
There has to be.
Ooh, it is. What has been? It's kind of like relevant right now. I want it to almost be.
It could be a Barbie birthday.
I was gonna say, I feel like either Barbie or Oppenheimer, but I think Barbie is the one.
It could just be a Barbenheimer birthday.
Yes. Okay. With that dual contrast, love it.
Yes.
Just
I double featured.
I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
That's the one I haven't seen yet either.
Be prepared for a bit of an existential crisis by the end.
Great.
It's heavy, but I mean, you already know what happens. So it's just,
sure.
It's like processing it.
In between. Yeah.
Okay. So we are at Connie's Barbenheimer birthday, which is a very fun thing to say. Maybe less fun to go to.
Probably.
The complication, by the way, is that Tarot only knows one person here.
Is it Connie?
It's Connie.
The one who will be the busiest during her own party.
Of course.
That's making me feel.
I feel called out. Continue. Been in that situation, being like, oh, awesome.
Kind of can like look for dogs or cats or
immediately look for a pet. And it's like, oh, okay. Is there a TV on? Can I stare at it?
Right.
Then other people at the party, B, you get to choose one more to be at the party from this list. Tarot is going thinking they only know Connie, but I think there will be one more person that shows up. Now, this is not necessarily a good thing that they know this person. I mean,
okay, it's gonna be the name will come to me as I build this character. They were your old D&D table that you used to play with your ex. And I think Tara, we made the choice to step away from that table just because all of those friends were kind of like, ooh, we're going to side with X.
X got them in the divorce.
Yeah.
All right.
And D&D divorces are the worst.
Oh, I can only imagine. Never have to go through that. I want to keep all of the friends, but then I'm the awful person, you know?
Yeah. D&D divorce member. That is the other person. Right. Okay. So we're heading to this party. Kylie, you are going to have 3 tokens. They represent your social battery.
I love that we get spoons.
Yes, it's your spoons. It's absolutely your spoons. Any external move that you are doing, you have to spend a token to do. If you are doing internal moves, you can do as many of those as you would like. External would be reaching out or lashing out. Your internal moves are folding in and reflecting. And then when you are done with this party, when we have reached the end of this scene, you will think about your ex, describing thoughts and actions that lead the protagonist into some sort of moment to end this party. And that is sending a drunk text, actually seeing your ex at the party, noticing yourself like displaying a habit that you learned from them, crying in your car while wearing or holding something that reminds you of them.
I feel called out.
But
Please.
showing up at their house or somewhere else equally ill-advised.
Many a car cry.
Well, one of the actions is finding out they are engaged. So
I did see that.
Ooh.
That's
Ow.
okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there.
work up to that.
So you do not have to spend all 3 of your social batteries. You do not have to spend all 3 of your spoons to decide that we are done with the scene.
Okay.
You can. If you do spend all 3, we have to end the party because you are done.
Too much.
But you don't have to. So, all right. So we are moving right along. I'm going to describe the venue when you arrive, and then we'll hand it over to what's going on with Connie, and then Taro can hop in. Okay, so Connie's house is it's cute. She is in her same as Taro, mid to late 20s. It's small but clean. It is exceedingly pink right now. I don't know if it's always this pink, but it's like glittery. There's sequins everywhere. There's a lot, like there's an area set up on the wall that is absolutely a selfie wall, like just ready to go. Totally, lots of balloons. And like, it seems to be a little heavier on the Barbie than on the Enheimer. It's sort of a little bit extra, but like all of the food is themed. All of the drinks have themed names. You can take like bomb shots. Like it's like super. How are you feeling walking up to this party?
I think Taro thought there was going to be a little more Enheimer, because Taro definitely went more Oppenheimer than Barbie, just because they really wanted an excuse to wear the suit that they keep in their closet. Because, you don't get a ton of opportunities for that. But they definitely did a pink tie and pocket square moment to kind of get the Barbie and maybe like a nice pink band on their fedora, a very 40s fedora.
Perfect.
But being accosted by the pink, I think, was the first kind of jolt to their system. Wasn't quite prepared for that, and starting to think that maybe they could just turn around and go home because no one's seen them yet.
It's also pretty loud. Like there's some music like bumping. Yeah. What's Connie doing?
I think Connie is probably in the kitchen, which you can see just from the entrance if the door is still open. And she is talking to 2 to 3 different groups, kind of like circling around and addressing each different group. And you can tell that they're kind of sectioned off by the way that they're standing around the kitchen island, but looking very frazzled, but in like that's what charges her battery is that kind of social interaction, I think.
Oh, Connie. Connie feels like a lot already.
Yeah.
Great. The persons, like any Any similarities to anyone? It's not
This is a fictional
intended.
work.
This is fictionalized. I swear. All right. Taro, you're here. You're in. Got to make a move. What's your move?
I think the first thing Taro's going to do, I will go ahead and spend one of my tokens
Great.
to talk to Connie, because in their head, if I talk to Connie, that's the whole point of me being here. I can duck out if I need to after that. So
Maybe I
that's
can
the
leave
most
early.
important. Yeah. You can Irish goodbye it just right out of there.
Okay. So let's have this conversation. Connie is floating around. Go ahead and chat.
They're just going to kind of like try and catch their attention.
Is that Taro? I didn't even see you there. Oh, it has been so long. What has it been, like a week? You look amazing. How are you? How are you enjoying the party? Is the music too loud? There's some snacks in the kitchens too, if you like.
Yeah, no, this is great. You did so much. Wow, like you went so on theme, and
Oh, thank
it's
you.
awesome.
Are you staying for the Barbenheimer viewing? We have like we've turned the bathroom a little bit into a theater room where we just kind of like set up a screen, and we can get a bunch of people to pile in into the bathtub. It's just gonna be it's a kind of an intimate moment, and it might be a little bit later on, but I would be so happy to have you there.
Possibly. I do have to work a little bit more on my thesis, so I may not be able to stay too late. But if I'm here, totally, that sounds great.
Yeah, that would be so amazing. And I'm sure that there's somebody here you probably know. And Connie's going to look around and point out Elf.
Oh no.
The DM from your D&D
Oh,
table.
it's the DM too.
Oh,
All
boy.
right.
You know
yeah,
Elf, right?
Yeah, I do know Elf. Yeah, I'll make sure to say something to them.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You have so much fun. Also, there's some tutus and there's some tulle, like the material, if you want to, just sparkle it up.
Yeah, I will. Maybe I can craft a fun bow for my hat.
Like, as you say that, like Connie's already responding to somebody else who'd wave, like, "Oh
Connie's
yeah, no,
gone.
it's so good to see you too," and gone. Yeah.
As you are turning toward the area that Connie indicated, somebody bumps into you and spills an entire cup of beer just all down your front.
So yeah.
Oh,
And that's when Elf wanders over.
I don't think of a voice. Oh hey, oh that looks like that sucks. You
Yeah.
you need like some toilet paper to clean it up.
It's cool. I know where Connie keeps the paper towels. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, so it's kind of good, you're here, seeing you, and you still play D&D?
Yeah. Haven't quite gotten a home group together yet, but I've got a couple friends, play one shots every once in a while. I've been focusing a lot on school.
Yeah, you're still doing that. What are you gonna do? You're gonna be a doctor, a paramedic? No, you were gonna do
a doctorate in psychology.
Really? Did you ever mention that?
Multiple times.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, my game's been going great. We've still got the campaign running. The party recently just defeated a really that big bad evil that I'd kind of set up when you were a part of it. And then the threads were kind of weaved into the backstory of everybody. And once everybody had like their comeuppance and like their redemption moments, it really led into who the real big bad was. And I'm sure you don't want to hear that, but
yeah, no, that sounds great. I'm really glad that you guys finally got to that, big conclusion. We were in that story arc for a couple years, so that's I'm so glad you guys finally hit that point.
Yeah, no, it's been great. You should go clean up. I can kind of smell the wet beer.
Oh,
Yeah, you have a good time. I'm gonna take care of this.
Worst person.
Wow.
Oh, they're the worst.
I don't like them. Blech. So as you go to, I'm just like this party is just terrible. You go over to get stuff to clean yourself up with, and you forgot that Connie has like a big tropical bird,
Oh God.
and it comes and like lands on you and starts like picking at your hat.
Who left Pepe's cage open? Oh God. Hey Pepe. And they're just gonna try and like see if they can like
Stop.
remove them. This is also this is one of those moments for me. There's something with birds. They love my hair and they like sitting on top of my head.
No.
I like my aunt, my childhood babysitter. We went to the zoo a couple months ago and like did a feeding thing, and the birds just immediately in my hair.
Just
Oh,
nesting.
it sounds cute, but their little feet, horrible.
It's not cute.
It's so cute until they poop in your hair,
Yeah.
and then it's not cute
Then-
anymore.
Stop.
Then it's not cute.
This is the reality of being a Disney princess that no one talks about.
And no one talks about all of the small animal droppings.
But
There's so much of it. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, so much shedding. I think Tara's going to use this as an excuse to try and go back to, I'm assuming, we'll say Peppa's cage is probably in Connie's room. So they're going to take this opportunity to get away from everyone and go into Connie's room.
right, so
try and
doing a
put
little
Pepe
doing
away.
an internal move, a little
Yeah,
reflecting,
yeah.
a little take a break from the party, clear your head.
Yeah, we'll take a moment to just kind of try and put Pepe away and maybe see if I can grab a sweatshirt or something out of Connie's closet to get out of part of the beer soaked.
It's so Connie's aesthetic is very different than your aesthetic. It's very pink. It's very like fast fashion trendy. Connie doesn't buy anything used or vintage because like ew. So
Somebody else wore this.
yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
probably like you're able to find something that fits you. It's a sweatshirt and it's got like a weird saying on it. I think probably
Like one
Perhaps.
of those like motivation, like too
Yeah.
positively motivational.
yeah.
Can't think of one right now. They're usually like also
You go,
wine
girl.
associated.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I think
Girl
because,
boss.
because her name's
So
confetti.
hard.
I think it's spread joy like confetti.
Ugh.
Ugh.
That's perfect.
I think that's what it says on there.
Yes,
And then it's
beautiful.
got like glittery confetti on it.
Like some sequins sewed in,
Yeah.
like confetti. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Looks like little fireworks.
And it's a little scratchy, honestly, on the inside. Like not super comfortable,
I hate
But
that.
it's dry.
Ugh,
but it's dry.
sensory.
Yeah.
I think Tara's also going to write a little note and like stick it on her like mirror or something where she knows she'll see it to say like, "Hey, borrowed your sweatshirt, got beer on me. I'll return it to you." You know.
Okay, so if you are sending a message, that is going to cost one of your. That's a
okay.
reach out, so it's going to cost one of your spoons. You got one left.
I got one left.
How long are you hiding back here in Connie's bedroom?
Enough to get Pepe back in his cage,
Great.
change into the sweatshirt,
Okay.
and probably just a little bit longer.
Just hanging out.
probably just took a seat.
little fold in
It's-
moment.
Shut the door to kind of shut some of the noise out and just like have a moment to really just deep breathe through
Mhm.
the two interactions she just had. Sorry, they just had.
I'm gonna say that your phone is delivering notifications at this point.
Great. Let's scroll through them. Let's see what's going on.
Okay. Hey, other people. Who is messaging Taro right now?
You have a message from your coworker Coco, who is complaining about work, some of the people that have been coming in. It's just like regulars or ordering coffee, but Coco really just finds, the fun way to complain, like, how dare they interrupt me? I had 30 minutes where I did nothing. Now I have to serve a customer. And then like the odd picture of like a zoomed in latte that they tried to make, but it was really, really badly done.
Try an attempt at latte art.
Yes.
I think Taro's definitely gonna like message back and joke about the regulars and like how dare they interrupt your you time. Compliment their latte art because they know that Coco tries really hard. And then I will
just a mess.
Yeah, I will use my last one for a lash out.
Oh.
And I will vent to Coco. And just be like, I've barricaded myself in Connie's room. Some dude bumped into me and spilled beer all down me. There's like no Oppenheimer,
Oppenheimer.
There's no Oppenheimer. It's just Barbie, and I'm the only one who came in Oppenheimer. And nothing about Connie. Like Connie was nothing but wonderful, but it's all those little things that it's like just puts you off through the night. Talk about, I'm like, I saw Elf and, blah, 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 just like all of this. And it's like, I think I've hit my limit. I think I gotta go home.
In my head, Coco's like 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
whatever year you first go to college. Like,
yeah, just like
serious
it's that
job.
teenage, like, oh God, that sounds so awful.
Oh my God, it's
like,
terrible.
My
Like,
God, how
poor
could
Coco,
they do that to you?
Like, get all of that information and just be like, at
oh
work,
no.
like,
But I think you do get some really like encouraging responses back, and they're very empathetic, and they're like, it sounds like Coco's been listening.
I would
Mhm.
bet. Just like so many emojis.
Just
All
so
of them.
many.
It's the best way to respond when you don't have the words.
Just like 40 emojis in a row. Just like a,
Just like how they're feeling during the conversation.
oh, Coco.
I think at that point, Taro's going to try and just slip out.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've hit their limit.
So how are we thinking about our ex?
I think I'm gonna stick to what I'm good at with a good cry in the car moment. And I think it's gonna be instead of like holding or wearing something, I think it's very much a like remembering Connie's birthday party last year.
Oh.
And that they did like a couple's costume for the theme.
Ooh.
And
what was it?
It was definitely a Wednesday theme.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Wednesday theme, and they definitely went Gomez and Morticia.
Mm-hmm.
And because their ex is so outgoing and such a fun person, like they were able to find things to get Taro excited about throughout the night to keep them engaged, but also knew when they needed kind of their own space and to kind of move away, and just how overwhelming being at a big party without them was. Oof. And having a nice cry about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very necessary cry.
Necessary cry. Or cry about that ex.
The spoons go away so quickly.
They go away so fast.
They go away so quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to carry on tokens on my daily life and be like, well, that was a token.
Just say, and move them into a different
and
pocket.
Then at some point be like, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. All of my tokens are gone.
They're all
Gotta
gone.
go.
I only had the 3.
I only had 3 tokens, and I used them by 9 o'clock. I'm so sorry.
By 9 a.m.
No more.
I can't do it. It's gone. Yeah. All right. Well, poor Taro made it through their first party. It didn't go great.
Wasn't great.
Beer and birds and Barbenheimer.
Heavy on the Barbie.
Boo.
Heavy on the Barbie.
Heavy on the
Light
Barbie.
on the Oppenheimer.
Yeah. So I think this is an excellent time for us to do our bio break. And it's everyone at home can go get themselves a bomb pop, maybe. That sounds delicious, actually. I wish I had some bomb pops. Or just like a nice, comforting fall drink. That also sounds great.
Yeah.
And then and we'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. Welcome back from the break. Jazz hands. Pa, 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 pa. Pew, pew, pew. We did it. It's time to send our poor introverted disaster of a protagonist to another party. This time, B is going to play tarot, and Kylie is going to be the venue, and I am going to be all the other people. So, the first thing that we have to do, B, what did tarot do between this party and the first party to cope? Sort of thing, little coping mechanism
Ooh.
did you do?
I think it was crochet something ambitious.
Ooh. Okay.
What I don't know enough like of the crochet world.
Do you think it's an article of clothing or like a little like animal of some kind? Is it
We're gonna
ambitious like you're
go-
making a blanket?
That sounds ambitious. I was thinking article of clothing. Yeah, we've kind of set the precedent that like, I don't know, they wear like really cool crochet things.
Yeah. Just like some sort of crochet thing.
Like if I was a knight and I wore
Like little
gloves,
gauntlets.
gauntlet, thank you.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And it's got like foldable mitt bits.
Yeah. And how did that turn out? Good?
One was excellent. The other not so
Not
good.
so great.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, you know what? 50%. Still good.
Yeah.
An amazing batting average. 500. We're doing great. Tara, what kind of party are you going to?
What did I write down? What did you said some the word combo of like stitch and bitch?
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be a different version of it because they teach that specific. You know how like there's like the paint and something else that rhymes with paint. I want this to be, what's another crafty clay making? What is the pottery where you have the wheel?
Like a pottery class?
Yeah, pottery and thottery. I don't know what rhymes.
Oh my God,
pottery.
I love that so much.
Oh my God, is it
like-
just like saying whatever comes in your head while you make pottery?
Ooh,
Why
thottery.
not?
I went thottery,
Pottery.
like thoughts.
I was thinking, yeah. It's a great way to speed date as well.
Oh, were you thinking like
is it speed dating?
thought?
Is it speed dating?
I was thinking, I think we were all three on very different
Yeah.
results for that. But I was thinking like speed dating pottery.
like ghost? Like you make pottery with other people as in
Yeah.
speed dating? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
So it's a
And
little
one-
pottery. Okay. All right.
Yes. One person stationary while like other people have to kind of move about, and
Yep.
the ones moving are kind of contributing differently as the piece is being made. It was definitely a friend's idea to go to this.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, that does not feel like a tarot fueled evening.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so what is the complication, Kylie, as the venue? What is a complication?
Let's do the first thing is it's incredibly hot.
Super hot.
Like it's
You're just
There's-
dripping.
yeah, like you're just
Oh.
sweating the whole time because
Okay.
they tried to put too many people in a space and it got too warm.
The air can't keep up. Bad
Yeah.
AC.
All right. And I'm gonna say that there's a person here that not only you dated, Tarot, but your ex, you're also dated.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and his name is Logan. Uh, and you're just hoping that Logan is not gonna end up in front of you. Maybe if we're all lucky, Logan will be one of the stationary people as well.
Because this is a queer pottery speed dating
Yep.
combo.
Yep.
So I think folks had to, the only kind of designation was like, do you want to be the one who is stationary, working on the pottery with like the pedal, or do you want to be the one who's moving about?
Are you going to be the chaser?
Yeah.
Or the chase?
Obviously, Tara will not. They will be stationary.
Yeah. Tara will be chased. Yeah. All right. So, you are seated right now. How's it going? How is the pottery going?
Did the friend who invited me also attend this class?
Yes.
It's good. I mean, it's hot. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's a really unpleasant feeling like you're already supposed to get the clay wet while you're, I don't know, making it roll around or spin about.
Yeah.
And it's just extra horrible when like you're dripping from your arm down.
Like into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like truly your own sweat is being crafted into this. And then there's the uncomfortable and like anxiety inducing feeling of watching all of these people kind of shuffle about as they go to the next table and stressing about who is going to sit down here. What do I say to them? What if it's uncomfortable? What if they already don't like me because they see who's here? What if they judge me based on this horrible piece of clay that I'm making?
Yeah.
And the clay's supposed to be a conversation starter.
And I think it's Coco who invited you. And
feels right.
Her pot is already she's been there for like 2 minutes. It's beautiful. Like she's like
Coco, how?
She looks like dewy as opposed to sweaty, right? Like she just looks like beautiful, and it's really unfair.
It's
frankly.
Impressive. And yeah, it's dripping off my nose, dripping down my eyebrows into my eyes.
Yeah, she sees you and she's just like waves and like taking her hand off of it somehow turns it into like there's some like beautiful extra thing, and she's like, oh, and she turns down and it's like a really complicated, gorgeous form.
At the stationary like stations, there are definitely like small talk questions.
That you have to use.
You don't necessarily have to, but it's like icebreakers, but they're like weird, uncomfortable icebreakers.
Okay, so the first person sits down in front of you, Tara. What is the icebreaker, Kylie? That's the first on the list.
Let's say it's one of my favorite ones. I'll throw you a good one. It's one of my favorite ones to use whenever I cave and go back to dating apps, which is if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
There's a long pause where the only sound between the two of them is just the spinning of the pottery.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a little off center too, so it's kind of ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk.
It's getting a little weird. And then after that long silence, invisibility is Tara's answer as the obvious anxiety-inducing one.
The person in front of you like scrolling through their phone, like just not interested.
Oh no. Tara won't say anything. They're just gonna like keep making pottery, like looking awkwardly at other people. Do you have any superpowers that like, you know, you'd want or you would do? Looking down at the paper. What superpower would you want to have if you could have one?
What?
Oh, nothing. Do you want to help make the pottery?
Ew, no.
Oh.
And then the bell rings and they get up and move. And Logan sits down in front of
Oh
you.
no. Oh, two in.
It's like, oh my God, these things are so ridiculous. Oh, hello. I didn't
Potter's still
think you'd
going.
ever come here.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at getting out on my own. On my
No,
yep.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
A friend invited me. It felt like a really good idea.
Mhm.
I like the idea of making pottery, but not a single person has helped me yet. Do you want to try? Are you into pottery, clay
Sure.
making?
I mean, sure, I could try it. He takes off his multitude of rings. There's a lot of them. Puts them in his
Oh my
breast
goodness.
pocket.
Oh God.
Yeah. And then he reaches in. He is not helping. He is getting all up in your business. Like wherever your hands are, he's trying to put his hands just immediately like intertwining in a weird.
Oh, that's the
This
worst.
is a weird lump of it. It's definitely not going to be a vase now.
It's going to be so
No.
beautiful.
It is not. It is not going to be a vase.
Okay.
But it's just in there.
It's a shape. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna get a little passive aggressive.
What? Why? Logan seems so great.
Such a winner.
This is really bringing back like just the memories of how Logan would always invade the boundaries, you know? Tara would set a boundary and then instantly Logan would just be like, what if I just stepped on the line that you made?
Just a little
and
bit.
then stepped over.
Just little tiptoes.
This frustrating game of like hands and like intertwining fingers is I'm trying to think of like what would they say though? Do we have any like passive aggressive suggestions?
I mean, it doesn't even have to be passive aggressive. It could just be aggressive. You could just lash out. You could just be like, stop it. Like real loud.
You're making it worse.
I don't want like, can I throw the clay? I don't want like, is clay truly something that'll harm? I don't want like anybody to be hurt, but I want to throw the clay.
Throw the clay. It doesn't have
You could
to
just
hit
slam it on the floor, or you could even pick it up and just like re-slam it on the wheel like you're gonna restart the project over.
I think that I'm gonna slam it on Logan's shoes.
Oh.
Or like maybe he took his sandals off because he's one of those people that thinks bare feet are okay in public. So it's going on top of those sandals.
I feel like that's a thing that like you flew on a plane once and he was like, I can take my socks and shoes off though because it's just a plane. Like,
starts clipping toenails.
Logan is our favorite person.
Yeah, so Tara's gonna just like yank
worse
their
than
hands.
Elf.
Yeah,
right?
Logan is worse
somehow, but truly, like it's the boundary thing. Like you don't mess with boundaries. That just makes you not good.
Not good.
Person.
Not good.
So they yank their hands out, kind of like pull their body out of their chair and like in a swift movement, heave up the pile of horribly oblong, weirdly shaped clay and just slam it down on those ancient, odd flip-flops, I think he would wear.
Yeah,
they're worse than just regular sandals.
Yeah. So take first of all, you're spending one of your spoons for sure to do that. And he like yells really loud, and everyone looks at you. Oh, you got it on my shoe. Oh,
you were not listening.
Oh, that's bad. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to get it out of. That's leather, Taro. It's leather.
And I am a person. And you should be paying attention to what I am saying. I hope that never comes out of the leather. That doesn't even make sense.
You have attracted the attention of like the organizer.
Oh no.
And she comes floating over. And her name is Rochelle. So, what's happening over here? What can I help you with? Is everything okay? Seems like maybe we got up on the wrong foot. Do we maybe need to like to move things along or
Terrible kind of sit down like a thump back on their chair.
Mhm.
Thank you for this
Mhm.
event. I have to go. I think I have, and they look at like a watch that's not on their wrist.
Oh
I have an
boy.
appointment. Um,
Oh,
this has been wonderful. And then they get up again, but this time so quickly that the chair falls back,
great.
bringing in anybody else that hasn't been looking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, it's everybody. Definitely everybody looking at you.
And it's gonna pull the scarf up and try to walk as quickly as possible. But I feel like the tables would be set
Oh,
up
yeah,
in positions
you're
that it's not a straight
It's
sunken
just
line.
into stuff.
crowded.
You end up sort of covered in
It's like
in
clay
clay
bits,
and
yeah. Like that weird water that it makes.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. The sluice, I believe,
Yeah.
is what it's called.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everything I learned about pottery, I know from the Great Pottery Throwdown. If you haven't watched it, you should.
No.
It's wonderful.
Heck yeah.
I know that this is a slight tangent, but it's like Great British Bake Off, but it's with pottery.
That's
And
amazing.
and the judges routinely are so proud of the contestants that they cry.
Oh my god.
So-
I'll tangent off that for just one moment. If you want a beautiful crying moment, all of the Olympic trials are going on right now.
Oh.
And the Canadian hammer thrower won gold. And it was the first time she's ever like gotten first place in like an like international competition. And the minute she was done, you have to look up the video. The US candidate was like just right there and hugging and just hyping her up and so happy. And then the minute she stepped away from the US, Great Britain, like it was just women supporting women
Oh,
in
I
such
love
a
it.
beautiful way. I saw it last night. I cried like a baby while I was trying to go to sleep. Do it.
We love it.
Women supporting women. We love it.
All right.
Love to
All
see
right.
it.
Unfortunately, Taro not having the best of times. You are able to stumble your way out. Nobody stops you. Like Coco, like calls out, act like, do you want me to come with you?
No. No, good. Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Okay, I'll see you at work. She's having a great time.
We love her.
Everybody
Mhm.
loves Coco because she's 19 and bubbly and adorable. And I think is one of
So
those
new,
people
so
that
fresh.
like, it's really, you know how like you meet a person who's like not really good at anything, but is just so damn charming that you're just like, God, she's just like, she's going to find something.
Head pats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe in
Oh,
you.
look at you. Yeah. That's Coco.
She's a good golden retriever friend.
The best.
Mhm.
She has, by the way, ruined her pot because she just likes poking at things, and so now it's some strange jumbled mass. But she's really pleased with it. Like,
It's got like tendrils.
and she's gonna take a bunch of pictures of it, probably too close, and she's probably gonna send them to you later.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so you are now outside. What is the weather like outside, Kylie?
I think it's one of those very crisp fall days. So it's a much needed refreshing. There's a breeze, you just get that immediate little cold, but it's not overwhelmingly cold.
Mhm.
Okay. You are welcome. You have exited the party. So if you would like to take this opportunity to think about your ex.
I think Tara will take the walk down 1 or 2 blocks towards that little square in the middle of town, and sit down on that park bench under the street light, where as kind of I think we have dusk setting, and we've got some autumn leaves kind of blowing through the wind a little bit, and I need to read what thinking about my ex.
Oh, so what is it that you are doing here? How are you thinking about them? Are you messaging them? Are you checking on their like Instagram
Yeah.
We're social stalking a little bit.
Yeah, because that feeling of coming out of a speed dating and then I hate calling this loneliness because being single does not equate loneliness.
No.
But like
There are
feeling,
moments of loneliness.
of course. And this is one of those very, very intense moments where you have to kind of go through that whole dating scene again. And that can be exhausting and it can be so draining and it can be embarrassing. And I think this just reminds Taro that while they were with their ex, they didn't have to worry about that. They had that relationship comfort, that tentative safety, and it was really nice while it lasted. And they just need to.
So you don't follow your ex anymore.
No.
You have not blocked them, and they have not blocked you.
Okay.
So you can still see everything, but you have to seek it out.
Oh yeah,
so you pull it up. Comes right up. It's everything that you're expecting. You know, your ex is very they're very like social, very much an extrovert. They travel a lot. They posted a thing yesterday. They're on a trip. There was a lot of like, you know, they're by the pool. They're somewhere with a beautiful ocean. It's warm. There are palm trees and sun.
Zooming in on the background, if there's any beautiful people in the background,
there are
it
lots
makes me feel jealous.
Yeah, lots.
I don't care if they're literally
people.
just background people. They're beautiful.
They're beautiful.
Jealousy.
And then you scroll to the right on that one, and there is a picture of them kissing a very beautiful person. And she is thrusting her hand toward the screen with a big old rock on that left ring finger.
That coldness that you felt, or that I felt when we stepped outside, now turns to like that chest clenching, body chill, where everything feels like you've been dunked into an ice bath. And you don't even know if you're breathing in that moment. Until Taro does finally let that breath out. And it's painful.
Yeah.
It hurts. This isn't how it was supposed to be. Shouldn't they be miserable like I feel? Shouldn't they feel uncomfortable, stressed, anxious?
It has been less than a year since and who broke up? Was it you who ended it, or was it them who ended it? I know everyone says it's mutual. It was not. Right? We'll say that it was mutual. That's the story that we tell everyone.
I think it was mutual in the sense that Tara was feeling unable to keep up, unable to meet the expectations that their ex was setting as far as social standards, trying to, pass all the classes, write a thesis, present everything while working a full-time, I guess 2 part-time jobs. It is so much, never mind having the battery of 3 tokens.
Yeah.
That's not a very big battery.
It's a small battery.
Very tiny.
And their ex was just disappointed with Taro, and Taro couldn't live like that. Nobody should have to live with somebody who doesn't love you as much as you deserve to be loved.
Yeah. Everyone take that to heart, please. People watching at home.
You deserve to be loved so much.
They should love you for who you are, not who they want you to be.
Exactly.
Relationship advice.
Taro left, but doesn't like to admit
it was
it.
a bad, it was still rough for them to leave.
They didn't want to do it.
No.
But it was the only thing to hold on to a shred of dignity.
And Taro's ex did not fight for them.
Oh,
they were like, you are correct. You should be better at this.
Yep.
All right. We're going to move on to party number 3. I'm going to scoot everybody down. B, you're the venue.
Okay.
Kylie, you are the other people. I'm going to be Taro. Now, between here, we're going to, Taro is going to make a poor choice for coping. And they are going to hook up with someone.
Rebounding is real.
Yeah, I think it's just like I think that there is a friend with benefits.
Oh, it wasn't the first person on the speed dating round?
It was not.
The one that didn't look up from their
definitely
phone?
them.
Didn't even look up.
Ew, no.
It's definitely, and also definitely not Logan. But I think it's just like a person that is sort of peripheral, like a satellite person that's kind of in the friend group, but not really. So they don't feel like they can, like, they're probably not going to run into them very often. And it was just sort of like I feel lonely and I need validation that I am desirable and worthy of love. And it did not make me feel better, as it turns out. And the party that we are going to is a very fancy party. I think it's like for all of the doctoral candidates.
Mhm.
I think this is like a mixer. The issue that I see with that is that Taro's ex is also a doctoral thesis candidate.
Yeah.
But like they're on a trip, so maybe they won't be there. Fingers crossed. So tell me a little bit about the venue, B. Like what is the complications here at this venue?
It is a swanky, fancy pants place. The college or university that Tara attends, they rented out like a hall at one of those like Italian clubs. So it's got like these beautiful chandeliers, like a gold speckled floor. There it's being catered, and it is a dress code, and it's a very like specific dress code. And I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, does Taro have the right attire for this? And
I think I'm going to say that I think that the only attire that they have does not support how they see their gender. That is fancy enough. And they don't have enough money to get other stuff. So I think they are rocking up to it in a dress that makes them very uncomfortable. They would much rather be in a suit.
Yeah.
But this is what
like
they
red,
have.
What's the expression? Like red tie or black tie?
Yeah.
Black tie. I was so close.
Red tie seems naughtier.
Right? Yeah, no, that's not this kind of party.
Let's go to one of those parties.
That's later
We're
on.
leaving this party and going to that. Yeah, so I think like they're already like not feeling great. Like they're already a little uncomfortable. All right. Kylie, who is pick one or two people that are there that we know.
I think to start with, she walks in. Taro sees her. She is that there is nothing wrong with being very intelligent, but she's one of those people that just knows everything and seems to just do nothing but talk about knowing everything. She's the classmate who she was like, she had to be valedictorian and she had to do this and she had to do this. So it's very hard to do anything but talk about what she does. It's one of those kind of classmates. Like it's only ever about school. They have a really hard time talking about anything else.
What is her name?
I think her name is Alma.
Okay.
And then you also see the professor who is the most difficult in the department,
Of course.
just because he has very high standards. And they both just so happen to be talking to each other.
Of course. What is professor's name? I assume we call him by his yes. Professor.
He would be probably Dr. Hawkins.
Dr. Hawkins.
And I feel like they're positioned the closest to the door, that there's no easy way to like
Can't
give
get
them a
around
lot
them.
of room. Like you're going to have to interact with them to get past them.
Okay. I'm going to grab a glass of champagne from somebody who is right there at the door and not necessarily drink it, but like hold it. It gives me something to do with my hands. And then I'm going to take a couple step forward, hope that they shift a little bit so I can get past them.
Alma is animatedly talking about this new study that she was reading about in some new scientific journal, and just going on and on about it. And it seems like Dr. Hawkins has kind of started to try and find a way out of the conversation.
Glaze over.
So by Dr. Hawkins trying to find a way out, away from the conversation, Dr. Hawkins notices Taro.
Oh,
hello, Taro. How are you this evening?
very good. Thank you, Dr. Hawkins.
You look very nice this evening.
Thank you.
I don't know if you have heard Alma was reading about a new study. It was close to your field, I believe. What was your field again?
Did we say the branch of psychology that we had chosen? No,
I don't
or just
think so.
psychology.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking into psychology. We're still narrowing it down.
Sure. I think it was specifically different therapy techniques and their success rates. So if you give me a moment, I see a colleague is trying to get my attention. So I will talk to you both later. Have a wonderful evening if I don't see you.
Great. Thank you.
Don't you love these things?
No.
Really? I mean, you get to not only talk to everyone else because we don't necessarily see each other all the time, but then also you get to hang out with all of the professors. And it's one of those times that you can just run all of your ideas by them outside of office hours and you're not on a strict time schedule. It's so good.
Yeah. I'm I'm going to spend one of my spoons to snub someone rudely. It's too much. The last time that Taro got cornered by Alma, they were trapped in a conversation for 25 minutes because they were trying to go. It was in the bathroom. Like they were trying to get to go pee, and like it was a problem. And so they're not meaning to, but like I think Taro panics and they just say, I have to go find my seat. And then just
walks away.
Just walk away.
I love it.
So that happened. Are there assigned seats here, venue?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think this event has kind of got those all those circular tables with the little like folded papers and your names. And because you have to sit at those tables for at least, I don't know, hour to an hour and a half as certain awards or certificates are being given out for whatever purposes. So there's definitely assigned seating, and I wonder who you are next to.
Oh, who am I sitting next to?
I love the idea that the tables are grouped by who your advisor is. And I have a feeling, because it's just narratively beautiful, as the table is there, you notice your ex is there with another one of your classmates, and she is showing off her ring and talking about her trip and just gushing at this table of the classmates who are listening. And yours is the only seat that hasn't been filled yet.
Good. I would like to do an internal move of folding in. I'm just going to sit, just put my drink down at my seat, sit down, and then just fiddle with, adjust my clothes and maybe scroll through my email real quick and just like keep my head down, try not to draw attention to myself.
She's just gushing and gushing and gushing, and then notices movement out of the corner of her eye and looks over and, oh my God, Taro, it's so nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been so far? I know it can be a lot sometimes.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you go anywhere for spring break this year?
Nope, just stayed and worked.
We went to Bali. It was unreal. I think you would have loved it there.
Why would you think that?
They've got some really beautiful kind of culturally historic sites that are these very sacred spaces where everyone is supposed to be quiet the whole time. And I think you would have just really loved that vibe.
I think I'm going to spend another. Because I would imagine that she's very animated. So she's probably gesturing.
Yeah, I think
a lot.
she's unconsciously gesturing a lot, and it just so happens like her fallback is when she fidgets, it's her ring because it's not something she's used to having on her hands.
I would love to spend one of my spoons to cry publicly.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think that like Taro's trying really hard to like this is like doing the internal pep talk. Like, you can just do this. It's going to be 2 hours and then you can be done. You can just go home and you can complain about it. It's going to be fine. And like, the thing was just okay. And then just starts like one starts and then it's over. And then she's like, they're just crying in front of their ex. Just,
do you want to go?
Mm-mm.
Do you want me to help you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I can make an excuse to Dr. Hawkins.
No. Everything's fine. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
Just like takes up the napkin that was all folded beautifully in something. There was definitely silverware inside it that Taro did not realize was there, and it just like went everywhere and made a bunch of noise, and then they were like wiping at their okay, everything's fine. Had put a little bit of makeup on. It is now just smeared all over the place. And then is going to do an internal move to just zip out of there to the bathroom, clear their head for a minute, could go into I think because there are only gendered bathrooms here, I think to make it worse that they instinctively go to use the men's room. And then like maybe makes eye contact with Dr. Hawkins in there.
Oh yeah.
And like goes back out, goes into the ladies' room, looks in the mirror and has like a okie dokie. You know what? I don't need to be here for this. I am going to think about my ex by I'm gonna take my phone out. I'm gonna send an uncomfortably long Instagram DM. simultaneously apologizing and also yelling at them for putting me in the position that they put me in at this thing that was supposed to be so good for my night. It was supposed to be such a good night for me. And like, I can't, now I'm trapped in the bathroom that I don't want to be in a dress I don't want to be in. And it's like, why? I don't know why I put mascara on. I don't even know how to yet. It's all over my face now. And like cycles through and then like, oh, I'm sorry that I was even talking to you, but like I shouldn't have caused the scene, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And it is your, like, why would you come over there and like talking about it when I have been sitting, like, I very clearly was uncomfortable, but I mean, like, it's not your responsibility. It's fine. It's fine. But also like, it's been less than a year and you're already engaged. Just a very long rant. It's long enough that Instagram was like, we can only you have to send a second message now. It's too long. We can't do this all in one message. So that happens. And then I went home. And now we're going to reflect on what has happened. We're going to do our epilogue, right? We get to each do 2 moves from the protagonist's perspective. And Kylie, you were Taro first. So let's have you do your first move first.
I think the first move I'm going to choose is I know what I need.
Oh.
Which is, what important thing have you stopped compromising on? And I think Taro, this is coming from a very real place right now. Right. Taro has realized that they need to do things that are only
Will you move like, your mic a little bit closer?
Sorry.
I really don't want to miss this.
Yeah, this seems important.
I think it's one of those things where Taro has realized that they're only going to do things that are good for them. Like they're only going to be social in a way that is comfortable for them. They are not going to compromise their comfort to seem socially acceptable or to try and fit in better. They're going to do things on their level. And by doing things on their level, they're going to find people who also operate on their level.
Love that. Okay. B, as Taro, what is your first move?
I am thinking that it will be altitude. What is something tough you accomplished that initially frightened you? And it was dating. Like really, really getting back out there, and not just like speed dating while making pottery, but like meeting people, having conversations, and going through the rejection process on either side successfully, like without crumbling. That has been such a huge accomplishment that I don't think I ever thought was possible.
Well, I think I'm going to do on the road. Where have you traveled? What have you seen that you always wanted to see? And I think that Taro always wanted to like drive coast to coast.
Not Bali?
Not Bali. Not Bali, as it turns out. Yeah, but I think they wanted to drive coast to coast, and it was a thing that they talked about doing with several previous exes because they didn't think they could do it on their own. And I think they just got to a point where they were like, screw it. I'm going to do it. And so they, because it's so very fall, it feels like maybe we're on the East Coast. And so I think they drove all the way in like a beater car, like bought a car and drove across the country, and it probably died in like the Pacific Northwest, but they made it all the way there and then just like were able to fly back home. And I think that's maybe something that they did on like their summer break. They took like 3 weeks and just drove across the whole country.
That's wonderful.
It also sounds pretty cool. I love long road trips.
Right? It's just
do it.
great for your mental
You
health.
are a Midwesterner.
I know.
I am too. Every time someone's like, oh, well, I live on the other side of Pittsburgh. And I'm like, it's fine. It's what, like 30, 40 minutes? Like, it's fine.
That is not a drive. If it's anything over 4 hours, then it's a long drive. Anything underneath is
Yeah. Well, and as like a
Monday.
gig worker, I definitely have just like had to drive like 2+ hours just for a gig. Like,
just to work for a few hours and then
and
go
that's
back.
it's a day trip.
Yeah.
All right. Kylie, do we have another one for you?
I do. I think I'm going to do what it takes to grow old. And it's
Okay.
what do you look back on and laugh? And I think it's these kinds of parties. It's all of these just really unfortunate situations that now that they have had the distance are like, these are great stories. Like there are always those nights where you're like, oh God, that was the worst night ever. But years down the road, you're like, let me tell you about this night I had one time. And it's good stories, it's good learning opportunities, and it's just, it's life experience and just being happy with your journey so far.
Awesome. B.
Heck yes. I'm thinking the final move will be counting my breaths.
Mhm.
How have you learned to take care of yourself / get support through stress and panic? And at first I was thinking of like literally, breathing techniques. But then as I was kind of contemplating the kind of character that Taro became and is, so many times that they should have just said how they're feeling in that moment instead of kind of getting washed away by the personalities and the energies of other people. I think
I feel called out. Continue.
I think that they learn how to say what I learned how to say what I feel in the moment. That anxiety of when Connie had approached them and was just like word vomit. And then how are you, but also goodbye. That won't happen anymore. Instead, Tara would take that time to be like, I'm actually feeling really overwhelmed and overstimulated in this moment. Thank you for the invitation. But I think I have to step out to a place where I can just kind of come back down to my level instead of spiraling and crumbling. And did that take some work?
Ooh,
That's so real for me
it's,
right now.
It's continual work, I think.
Always.
As someone currently dealing with being very open about dealing with even more neurodiversity and being able to have friends on the level to be like, I'm overwhelmed, I need to leave, and not have it questioned like, oh, why? Oh, it's so early. And she's like,
stay.
Yeah. And it's just like
something that I did.
Yeah. And it's just like overwhelmed. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Like,
yep.
Getting those levels with people is so important.
So my last move is Rising Star. What forms of success and affirmation do you now receive that past you couldn't have imagined? I think that through all of this journey and now being able to take these hardships and like turn them into good stories and know how to manage yourself and how to take care of yourself and be able to advocate for yourself. I think people have said to Taro, wow, you seem really happy. And like, I think that is a thing that past Taro probably thought that they wouldn't ever really get to. How about a big downer for that one, friends?
That's not a big downer. That's so good.
Just like,
I love
oh, this person never thinks they were going to be happy.
The last time I went home after being away for so long and got to see people I haven't seen since I moved, and like the amount of times I heard, "You seem so happy." It's just
good.
It's such a good thing.
Well, and I think also that when you're going through stuff, like the idea that someone would recognize you being happy is incredibly foreign. Like you just like can't see that it would happen again for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it's a really nice thing. Hopeful gaming. We're making it.
It will get better.
Baby steps.
Let's have our moment of gratitude. Like what's something that somebody at the table did that you thought was really rad?
B, your characters right off the bat were just so good and so different, and I loved it. It was two different kinds of social hurdles that we have all dealt with before, and so good.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny that we both, like, after each of your characters, we were like, oh, they're the worst.
Right, though. Logan, that character I want nothing to do with. As you were role playing and embodying that, like even right down to I'm like, I know this person. I resent this individual.
Sarah's level of detail and dedication to detail is so spot on every time.
Mm-hmm. Next time I see both of you in person, I'm going to do a weird hand linking thing.
Weird hand holds.
But it has to be like a little off center too.
Yeah,
so
like
a little,
horrible.
some sort of strange
mismatch.
I hate it.
No, I'm very grateful for the kind of top-down storytelling that we all did, where we all not only did we kind of abide by the yeses and the nos, but it felt very real.
Mm-hmm.
These were all situations that we've been in, that we've felt.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate that. It just feels extra nice to be in a space where, as we're role playing and kind of going through a situation, I'm not like the only one who's kind of externally freaking out because I'm like, this was just me yesterday.
Right.
What is this?
Yeah.
So it felt very, very good to be like-minded people.
Yeah. I mean, and it is the nature of this game is that it does kind of make you cringe because it is like you can't help but bring yourself into it. And I definitely was like, oh no, I've been to this party. I
know that guy.
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
I know that classmate. And I've
hid in the bedroom before.
Yes.
And just like
I've cried in my car.
Or cried in the bathroom. Like cried. I am a crier. So like I have publicly started crying and been like, well, this is not stopping now. Here we go.
Buckle up. You're in for the ride now.
Welcome everyone at the table. Yeah, like I think it's good. It's nice to like feel.
So this is kind of cathartic too, in a way.
Yeah, it's like it's bringing levity. Again, it's kind of like the What It Takes to Grow Old. Like it's the stories. It's like we all have those stories, and like in the moment, it was such an awful experience. Terrible. And you had to, some of them were even so bad you had to work through. But now looking back, it's like, oh, did I tell you about that one time? Lots of therapy, but God, it was a night.
Funny now.
Oh my God.
Hilarious now.
Let me tell you about the road trip from hell. Like it just starts like, here we go.
Look. The reason I'm so funny is because of all the trauma.
Because of all of these things that have
all
happened.
of the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like a lot of these things you could describe as like Shakespearean in their level of tragedy. And that is what I am looking for when I am sharing with everyone.
Ooh, yes.
I'm the one who shares something and then I look and I'm like, who looks horrified because I should not tell you anymore. But then the other people who are like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, we're going to be friends at this party. We're going to be, let's like share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that too far for you?
It's too much. Okay. You have a good evening.
Yeah. It was good talking to you.
Moving on.
I'm going to save you a lot. You go on.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you for being at my table today, friends.
Thank you for having us.
Let's have a quick I would love for you to tell the folks at home where we can find you on the internet, and if you have anything coming up. And as you all know, it is Friday night right now. You know that. I know you do.
I know that.
So B, where can we find you? What do you have coming up?
Yeah. Well, I am an individual who exists on the internet. Usually you can find me on every single social media platform that's existed currently.
Whoa.
Not in the past. I kind of had to stop myself there. I'm not on MySpace. You can find me as B Zelda. It's nice to have that name because I mostly own it, except when you Google my name, I get a lot of results from like the Legend of Zelda and like the bees that are in there because you can harvest the honey. But other than that, I have a monopoly on the name. I don't know what I have going on right now. I'm going to Big Bad Con. If you are also going to that convention, I'm running a couple of games of Paris Gondo. It is an inventory management game where we kind of say thank you to the items that we held on to from the start and realized I never used this HP 100 potion. Let's talk about how it brought me joy or how I actually hate it. And it's a fun story building game. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how have I not heard of that game? Because I am a hoarder in games.
It's hard not to. The plans that I have for all these items that never come to fruition, so many.
Yeah, so many.
So many.
All right, what about you, Kylie?
Hi, like I said before, I'm Kylie Eberhard. I am a queer neurodivergent streamer. You can find me personally on social media at Viking_mermaid. But more often you will see me on the channel I co-founded with my best friend, which is Homebrews and Homebodies. Since this is going to be Friday, it is Friday. So we just wrapped up our Root campaign that we are doing. So we are in the middle of figuring out what we're going to do next. But if you follow us on Twitter, and we have a Blue Sky now, I think are the main two. We will be hopefully posting some premieres soon. So we'd love to see you there.
Yay! My name is Sarah Moore. You can find me all over the internet at Pixies and Pins. You can also go to my website, which is pixiesandpins.com. And you can find me here every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on Sarah's Table here on Gen Con TV. Next week, I am playing a solo game of 1,000-Year-Old Vampire because I really like the lore of vampires, but I don't like being scared. And so the only way that I can interact with vampire lore is if I do it by myself. Ta-da!
I have a game for you.
Yeah. And I'm living my best life, and it's great, and it's going to be wonderful. But I also next week am going to be at Pacificon in Santa Clara, San Jose area. So if you are around there, you can come find me. I'm going to be talking on some panels about how to pick up new RPGs or how to be a dungeon master. Or I'm also running a Game of the Crown, which is the RPG that I co-designed. So come in and check me out. And if you're not there, I'm also going to be at TwitchCon in Vegas in October. So it'll be so much fun. Thank you to the two of you for being at my table. It was so much fun. And I really appreciated how everybody yes-anded and was just like, felt like instantly comfortable, which was really nice. And thank you at home for watching. This is a cool job that I get to have. And it's because y'all keep coming back. I don't know why, but I'll take it. Thank you to Gen Con TV and to Peter Atkinson for giving me this platform that I can just do all this weird stuff on. Thank you to Naomi Bosch for making This Party Sucks. Everybody try it out. And thank you to Marcus Mace, who is our tech over at Gen Con TV, and to my partner, Jeff, for being my editor and my personal tech support, and who just texted me that he is bringing me chicken tenders and ranch. So
thank you, Jeff.
Pretty great.